Today I am going to talk about hidden Hela history, and you must watch this video with your wide eyes because that our Sri Lankans always rejected this story as a myth, but Indians are accepting that myth with wide eyes. And I copied this video from Thought Cloud Studio in YouTube, and that will give you how the Yaksha tribe ruled the earth and how they get some boons from gods we worship today, and how some deities cheated on earth people. You need to understand this phenomena. Also, gods are not from the India, and they were lived in another planet, and they wanted to control the earth, but the king Ravana became against for them, and then that god Indra planned to rule earth using who's greedy for power in earth. That means God Indra used for that plan using Rama, Lakshman and Vibhishana. After my explanation, I will mention that YouTube channel, and you must go to that channel and watch that video with open mind. Then you realize what happened in the past and why they ruined our history. And now let's get to the topic. The army power of ancient Hela people in era of King Ravana is the most powerful army. So how such a powerful army defeated by a Rama? Is this war between Rama and King Ravana, or between Rama and Prince Meghanada? So answers for these all and our whole history 5000 years ago, which led to a great decline. We need to correct that history from today. How did the history of King Ravana in Valmiki's Ramayana disappear from the history of Ceylon? Before we get into the story, let's find the answers to these problems. We all begin our search for history in the Mahavansaya, not really lie of the Mahavansaya. So it is the history of Ravana a lie? No, it is not. I am telling about during the reign of King Kirtiri Rajasingha, chapter 40 of the Mahavansha, which was torn apart and thrown away by British. The chapter contains information about Sigiriya and the era of King Ravana. The source of all this is Codrington's 1912 book on the history of Ceylon, which made King Ravana a myth in Sri Lanka. Later, Codrington's Paranavitana Gurukula school developed this further. Then, in 2010, a group of professors representing the Royal Asiatic Society were invited to a conference and gave several lectures. It was at this conference that they made the greatest mistake to the history of Ceylon. This conference was also called Ravana myth. They had stated that King Ravana was a mental concept. Now we need to understand why the British do things like this to bury our history. In my video series, I am telling you about all the things that Europeans do to the world for obtaining power and making empire for their satisfaction. They have robbed, ruined and killed lot of people for the power. But they want to spread some good about them to the world. So that's why they have rewrite the histories about invaded countries. Then their lineage can make them as a good people of all time. The Europeans are the best. Like that, but that's not the truth about Europeans. In my next chapter, I will tell you how Europeans rob things from someone. That is the reason during 19th and early 20th centuries, the British Empire became the center of power in entire world. Therefore, the history of the world from 1800 to 1990 was the history prepared by Britain. However, truth never can be hidden. That's when that truth will come up someday. So the fear of stepping beyond Vijaya should definitely be questioned again about the archaeology of Sri Lanka. And all you want to know about it is, this attempt is mine is only to analyze the history and find a way to escape from the trap we are trapped in by comparing the current issues with what happened in those times. Without it, it is not an attempt to get what is not ours with those nations or from them. To show how important historical research is to understand reality and find a way to achieve spiritual progress. Then we need to talk about what is this war and why is that happen. There are several factors that we can understand from the war as an eruption of an internal power struggle. King Ravana seizes state power who oppressed the people, killed animals, sacrificed and ruled unrighteously. By overthrowing Kuvera, who was born to the sage Vishravasa and Queen Illa Devi. Even if King Ravana wanted to give the throne to his son Prince Meghanada after him, but his younger brother Vibhishana also wanted the throne. The other thing is the destruction that will one day befall their generation. Pulasti Rishi, who understand with his Rishi wisdom, write down all kind of knowledge as Vedic scriptures. In the meantime, the same situation is happening in Ayodhya in India. Rama, who was born to King Dasharatha and Queen Kaushalya, is given the throne to the Prince Bharata, was born to King Dasharatha and Queen Kaikeshi. The reason for expelling Rama from Ayodhya is a different reason than what is pointed out in the Ramayana. We see one who studied is that well. Ayodhya was a country that belonged to the Hela Asura Empire at that time. The best evidence is for that as the counselor of its ruler or as the head of the Deva tribe is the Vashishta sage, who was the brother of the sage Pulasti. The reason why Rama was deported from the country without being given the kingship because he was acting as an anti-Hela Asura emperor. At that time, King Ravana ruled the three worlds and deity Indra also beaten by Prince Meghanada and Indra imprisoned in Sigiriya palace in Sri Lanka. Now you have a question that how the Yaksha tribe went to the Deva Loka. You can understand that in Sigiriya rock palace have that stargate and through that stargate they have visited all the universe and control the universe. And you need to understand that these guys were improved that mind power and they have used to control their body with their mind. From that method, you also can do the same thing and you need to try those kind of activities. It is possible to understand very well how King Dasharatha executed the order of great King Ravana. The other point is that it appears that Sita was used as a tactic to seek power. Soheli was adopted by King Janaka who ruled Mithila. And you know now who is Soheli or Sita. She is the twin sister of Prince Meghanada and daughter of King Ravana. When Rama marries King Janaka's adopted daughter, Lakshmana marries Urmila, the daughter of King Janaka himself. What is the reality behind the marriage of a daughter adopted by the heir to the throne of Ayodhya? It is a plan by deity Indra to get his revenge from King Ravana and Prince Meghanada. And deity Indra knew who is the real father of Sita and how can defeat Ravana using his own daughter and son-in-law. And Indra knew how to make problems in Ravana family using Ravana's brother Vibhishana. Vibhishana is ready to do anything for the throne of Sri Lanka. And you need to know why that Yaksha tribe and Deva tribe came to the battle. That Yakshas and Devas came together to make elixir for a promise by Lord Indra. When we make the elixir, Yakshas and Devas can divide elixir with our tribes. That's the promise from Indra to Yaksha tribe. But that Indra betrayed the Yaksha tribe and he don't want to give immortality to the Yakshas. So when he done making elixir, Indra has killed every yakshas who participate to the making elixir. From then on, yakshas and devas have a battle. For that reason, King Ravana wants to get revenge from Indra and devas. So he has done that by using his son Meghanada. God Indra also warned by Brahma, but he neglected them because of his immortality using elixir. But he doesn't know Ravana has taken immortality from Brahma. That is the reason Yakshas and Devas problem since then. Every struggle is for the power. You must understand that phenomena. In this story, mention that in this video accurately. When Brahma visited Devaloka and warned Indra how Ravana got immortality using his psychic power. That means Ravana reached the immortality with hard work and God Indra had reached that immortality from cheating. However, the birth of Sita would be a disaster for the state of Ceylon because Pulatisi Rishi said, although King Ravana made a difficult decision as a father and deported his daughter from the kingdom of Lanka. Then King Janaka had met Sita in his ceremony and he thought she is a gift from a god. It is true. She is a gift from God to King Janaka and that God has another plan to get revenge from King Ravana in Lankapura. After a long time, Sita meets in the Dandakara forest and King Ravana brings her back to the Sri Lanka to identify his daughter. The fall of the greatest period, the history of Ceylon is about to begin and it is a plan of God Indra. And it is already said that sage Pulastisi in her birth. Time doesn't matter. If something is written to happen, it will happen at any time. Pulatisi Rishi prophecy that her birth will bring a destruction to the entire state come true. Meantime, Vibhishana, who turns everything that happened to his advantage, that King Ravana had brought another woman and detained her. But anyone lives in Ceylon at that time doesn't know about Prince Meghanada had twin sister or King Ravana had a daughter named Soheli. That thing boon to Vibhishana, who had another plan to seek kinship in Ceylon. At that time, the people of Ceylon lives Yaksha tribe and Naga tribe. The peoples of that tribes torn apart because of this false propaganda sent across the country by Vibhishana. So at the end of this story, you will get a clear answer who were the heroes and who were the villains. Rama doesn't get any support from Ayodhya in this war. Only he gets support from the ape tribe, army and the forces of Vibhishanas. After the death of large number of Ravana's army in the war, Prince Meghanada comes to the war with Rama and Lakshman. Due to the unique war tactics and heroism of Prince Meghanada, they have to go away and it is also mentioned in Ramayana that Rama and Lakshmana fainted due to the Naga Pasha attack of Prince Meghanada and at one point Lakshman died. But King Ravana's unnecessary sympathy for his son-in-law and his brother Lakshman came back to the life again. Prince Meghanada knew they were alive and take them back to the life by his father Ravana. Ravana always loved every people even they have tried to kill Ravana and destroy his kingdom. He thought they will don't do that again and they will realize that Ravana is a good king for the world. But they didn't. They remembered that God Indra's promise for the eternity and they have trapped by power. When Prince Meghanada promised, I will kill one of them again and he is getting ready for the Agni Puja before the war. Because Prince Meghanada knew when this war is done, his twin sister also have to die because of Rama. That Rama only wants the power. So that's why Prince Meghanada wants to kill them all. Prince Meghanada sat for the Nikumbha Puja without any weapon and suddenly Vibhishana came from his back and cut off Prince Meghanada's head from Vibhishana's sword. Because Ram, Lakshman and Vibhishana knows they can't defeat Ravana with Prince Meghanad by his side and it is the only threat for them. Then King Ravana, defeated by Ram, Lakshman and Vibhishana and ruined Sri Lanka's beauty and culture. Before they went to Ayodhya, they have crowned Vibhishana as the king of Sri Lanka and Sri Lanka's history is stopped from there. Because of this king only need is to avidity of kingship and eternity from God Indra. After all this, Soheli knew the agenda of Rama and then she went to the suicide because of Rama's chivi. This is the real story of Ramayana that Valmiki had lied long time ago. Now you can think about this story and compare with Ramayana written by Valmiki. Then you will realize who is greedy for power has bring down all the history and future. And supporters of villain will act like we are the good guys. That's how every era in our world come to disaster. Explore the history, you will get real things happen in past. It's not too hard, only need to change that pattern of thinking. Finally, I have reviewed the real Ramayana story and now you can visit Thought Cloud Studio and watch the video I have attached to this video. It will explain you how Devas and Yakshas began the battle. In my description bar, I will put the YouTube link about this video and you need to watch that with wise mind. Don't stay with once someone's writings and you need to follow that weak points they have mentioned by mistakes.
Lord Indra, Ravana and his troops are already at our second level. And we have lost most of our troops at the base camp. Asuras have surrounded us from all sides.
There he is! Archers! Get up, you immortal prince! Archers! No! Tulimo! Get my son back from those animals!
Prince Jayanta is no more! Meganath killed an immortal! We will all die! Lord Indra, help us!
Go quickly! Meganath! Come out! Face me!
Please subscribe our channel, Project Salon, and thank you very much for your appreciation.